So I was browsing through YouTube and it seems like everyone is the next credit repair expert. However, does having all of that information out there make it easy to understand or almost harder to know which person to trust? Well, today I actually want to provide you with 5 different pieces of information that we've seen on the internet that may not be the best approach. So let's talk about it. Welcome to the Ascend Finance YouTube channel. My name is Justin, and today we're going to chat about, first, closing credit cards to repair credit. Second, medical bills, their impact on credit. Third, being an authorized user. Fourth, disputing accounts on your credit. Fifth, paying off collections. And then finally, I want to wrap it up with what it looks like to take action on all this. So one thing I do want to say that if this video is helpful, we would super appreciate a like and subscribe. We're constantly trying to put out more videos so that people can get out of debt cheaper, easier, and faster by making the most informed decision. Now stick around until the end as I will explain what it looks like to take action. A little sneak preview, I'll cover a free credit rebuilding resource that you can use to keep track of your credit and more. And that's actually all going to be linked in the description. So keep in mind though that this video is made for informational purposes only and should not be construed as advice. Let's talk about whether closing credit cards is actually a really good move to repair your credit. You may have been told to close your credit cards to repair credit. Unfortunately, it almost feels like this is a mistake that people often make that may actually hurt your credit more than repairing it. When a credit card is closed, any positive payment history that was built on that credit card may be closed as well. So for example, let's say you had a card open and paid on time since August of 2015. Once that card's closed, the 8 years of positive history may be closed on the credit report. And so closing active positive payment history that shows your accounts have been paid on time for years may not benefit your scores and actually may often lower them. All right, let's discuss medical bills and how they actually impact credit. I feel like it's common to hear that medical bills don't hurt your credit. It's found to be generally false. A medical bill that goes into collections and hits your credit report may impact scores the same as any other account of credit. Where there's a difference, right? Medical bills don't generally count towards your DTI, your debt to income, as having a payment obligation. So if a financial institution pulls your credit and sees a bunch of medical collections, they may actually not take those payments into account for, to include it as an obligation towards your debt to income. But the collection still may negatively impact your score. All right, let's chat through being an authorized user. A top search for helping your credit seems to be getting yourself added as an authorized user to a credit card. This can be helpful, but it may also hurt more than help. It just depends, right? Being added to credit cards that have been open for a long time with no negative payment history and also have a low balance could help. You're adding positive payment history that's not technically yours, but appears that way, and you're showing that you have more utilization available to you. Where authorized user accounts can hurt is when someone's added to a card with a bunch of lates or a credit card that has been maxed out. It's important to remember that you may be adopting any history associated with the card that you're being added to. Moving on to whether or not disputing accounts actually helps. Disputing accounts on your credit report that are truly reporting incorrectly or are considerably old may produce positive results. For any other types of accounts that are accurate, disputing often does nothing and can be extremely confusing. If everyone in America could dispute valid debt and say this isn't right or this is not mine, consumer debt wouldn't be at an all-time high right now, right? So disputing is a useful tool if an account is not yours, but for anything else, it's often misleading and ineffective, right? Of course, there are nuanced situations, but generally. Finally, I want to chat about the age-old question. Should you pay off collections to repair your credit? Paying for all of your collections sounds great, right? Once I pay all my collections, my score will go back into the 700s in no time, right? Well, potentially not. Paying collections, settling or whether you pay in full, can oftentimes only be beneficial if the collection agency you're paying tells you that they'll delete your account from the credit report once it's resolved. The collection status is probably what's actually hurting your credit. So if you pay for something but the status of the account stays the same, there may be little impact. But if the status is changed or removed, that's when the credit will show improvement. It may be smart to consider only resolving collection accounts with collection agencies that will tell you they will delete. I will say this though, There may be other benefits to paying the debt, but I'm talking from a credit score perspective, it's something to keep in mind. Also, it may be helpful to work backwards, right? The more recent the collection, the more damage it may be doing. So resolving, recent negatives first may potentially help more than paying a bunch of old ones first. Okay, before I end the video, I did mention earlier that I wanted to talk about what it looks like to take action, right? And what I wanted to do is use this time to walk through our free credit rebuilding portal. You can use this portal to keep track of your progress of, rebuilding your credit, explore credit opportunities so you can rebuild your score, and you can look at specific ideas to rebuild your credit, but most of all, you can also get a lot of your questions answered. So you can click the link in the description below to check it out. Take a look. It's a free resource. You can see whether it has features that fit your needs. If not, feel free to call us. Thanks so much for watching and sticking around until the end. I do hope that this video was helpful. And as I mentioned earlier, if this video is helpful, to you, we'd appreciate a like and subscribe. And if you have any questions at all, you're welcome to reach out to us by calling us at 833-272-3631, or you're welcome to leave a comment down below. Take care.